Many of you will agree that hiring just got slightly more complicated during these times. And even if you thoroughly prepare for the job interview, even if you put together a great show, and even if you actually receive a job offer, that doesn't really guarantee that you're going to get hired. So in today's video, I'm going to give you some advice when it comes to how do you deal with uncertainty in a job interview. How do you maximize your chances during times of uncertainty? And truth be said, businesses do not like uncertainty. So the best method to deal with it is to deal with uncertainty, both from a business perspective, but also from your perspective as a job seeker, is to be more adaptable. So adaptability is something that is nowadays a highlight that you must exhibit throughout your interview. Now, how do you exhibit adaptability in a job interview? And I believe there are essentially 4 ways to do this. The first method to exhibit, if you want adaptability, would be you showing as a learner, right? So if in a job interview, for example, if you ask a ton of questions, if you show them that you learn new skills, if you show them that you have goals, then you're likely to show as a learner. Moreover, there are questions that can be tailored, behavioral questions for you to check whether you're a learner or not. For example, tell me something interesting you've learned recently. So if you prepare an answer for this question, then chances are you're going to improve your chances to get a considerably better answer. So learner would be number 1. The second one, you must show motivation. You must be motivated to be able to adapt and to exhibit that adaptability. Now, how do you show motivation? Well, it's primarily your attitude, or your attitudes that really sell in a job interview, or you show positivity or creativity, or you simply exhibit energy if you want. So this is how you would show this throughout an interview. And there's also a sample question if you want to, where the employer would be interested in your motivation. That is, why do you want to work here? Why do you want to work for this company? So this is basically where you could also exhibit your motivation for the job that you're applying for. The third method to exhibit adaptability during a job interview is actually to embrace ambiguity. Right? So how do you embrace ambiguity? Well, by showing as a curious person and as a fixer in general. Or if you want an interview question that would test your ambiguity, can you think of an ambiguous situation you had to deal with recently? That's the most standard one. So by preparing, an ambiguous situation you had to deal with recently, you again maximize your chances to exhibit adaptability within a job interview. And last but not least, you must show as being capable to stay calm under pressure. So during an interview, this is most often tested by multiple follow-up questions or uncomfortable questions to go on a broader side. But if you want a specific example, your calm could be tested with a tough question, such as a failure question. What's the worst decision that you ever took? For instance, so you prepare a strong answer for this question, then you'll again considerably improve your chances to score high on adaptability. So this would be the 4 elements that you would want to keep in mind when it comes to exhibiting adaptability. And again, adaptability is the trait that is very sought after in times of uncertainty, because people that can adapt tend to do considerably better in these times. Now, I would also like to give you my 2 cents over the overall environment. How should you think from a candidate perspective in times of uncertainty? Because as I said in the beginning of the video, even if they extend you a job offer, that doesn't guarantee that you're going to get hired. So how do you deal with these things? In my opinion, you should think business. I mean, more precisely, like a small business. You should be able to, again, adapt to the situation that you're in, but you should be agile in these types of scenarios. For example, if this is of course an extreme example, but if you're getting an offer then which is getting withdrawn, one way you could capitalize on the situation would be to simply apply for a similar role at one of their competitors, and tell them, hey, I was successful in my interview with them. They extend me an offer, but that job was they've chosen to discontinue that opening. So you could easily find other. You could find other opportunities, but the idea is that to be opportunistic in these times and focus on your strengths, because so long as you put together a great show in that job interview and exhibited, you were the best candidate, that you could always advertise this with other employers as well. And another option, aside from you considering multiple options in a job interview, would be maybe you're looking to make a career pivot. And these pivots actually take time. So if you have time to burn right now, probably it would be the best time spent for you to learn something new, because the job market is not very strong. So in either case, you should, in my opinion, adapt during to these specific times. And it's not, I know this from my personal experience, it's not the smartest people who are the most successful at adapting to other trends. It's simply the people that acknowledge this and see it as a process, and it takes time. For example, I used to run software businesses, and now I'm making YouTube videos. So it was also a pivot for me, who actually took me a couple of years. So maybe I was a bit slow in my ability to acknowledge that I had to adapt my business to some new trends, right? So hopefully you'll be able to use this in order to acknowledge that adaptability is something that you should embrace in your quest to become successful in your career. So hopefully you found this useful.